If you've been on social media for the past few weeks, you have probably seen an upsurge of people blaming others for talking about a game they've never played. And that makes sense given that there have been so many games to talk about this year alone. But this is usually used against those that, frankly, have no idea what they're talking about when it pertains to the media they claim to consume. One of the victims of this practice is what I just got done playing, the Song of Saya. In the visual novel community, this game is infamous for having fans that have never actually read through it, and it's because of this that I grew more and more curious as to what it could possibly be about. The only thing I knew before going into this was that it was a horror game with a little girl in a white dress. Unfortunately, I wish I knew more because if I did, I would have stayed far away from it. Without spoiling my actual playthrough, I would like to give an official trigger warning since Song of Saya doesn't beat around the bush when it comes to highlighting some really gruesome stuff. I can't say what it has because YouTube doesn't like that, but it rhymes with all of this. So if you don't feel comfortable with any of that, I suggest clicking off now. But with that, it's time to head into a game that I can confidently say I'll never revisit, Song of Saya, or for the weebs, Saya no Uta. Let's go obscure. That sounds funny. That is so loud! Why is that so loud? I'm lowering it down. At least a little bit. At least a little tiny bit. Oh my god. Oh, it's like a little cafeteria. By listening carefully, I am able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. This is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. Wait, is this like... is this what you're perceiving? Are these just regular people talking? Are these like your friends or something that you're interacting with, but this is, you just see them as like monsters? Is this Ato Aotsumi? Wait a minute, Ato POV. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him squealing more than the others is probably Omi, which means that the one next to me is Yo. Though I can no longer see any traces of her once attractive features. Okay, so this happened to him recently. Is it because of the little girl? Did she do this? Oh, you can understand them for a second. Hey Fuminori, one of the flesh beasts says. Is this supposed to be it, by the way? This is the flesh beast? This is what you see, bro? I mean, obviously, but I didn't know this. Okay, well, I see the eye now. These were my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. What? Bro was about to bag and now she looks like a disgusting flesh creature. No! I mean, to him at least. I'm sure she's very pretty. That's their mouth? Ew! I'm not crazy. Oh. Oh, we're back to normal. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, that's the girl that liked you. Or that likes you. Currently. So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should make her jealous. It's just that her luck in love has been bad.
Nah, Fuminori.
Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain in his usual quiet and considerate way. Why do you always look like that? It could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over on the highway, causing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. We're turning. We're crushing the... Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I had the biggest brain fart just now. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart. Damn. For a while, it had looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to normal life. So basically... So wait. Is everything he went through in his head? Because if it's just a car crash... Bro, were you like transported? Were you spiritually transported to the little girl's realm or something? Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He's the one who most deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. No! That's so sad. Now winter is coming and her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air. That's sad. Uh-oh. Dr. Tambo Ryoko has Tombo? I assume Tombo. Ryoko has never had a more troublesome patient. God! Damn! Oh man, Fuminori, that sucks, dude. You can't see this majestic figure? God damn it.
脳神経医学の分野では世界的に最先端の治療でした。
Well, it didn't really
その
help.
ことはご存知ですよ
It
ね。
didn't really help. Maybe it helped him live, but as a result, this is how he views the world now. I don't know.
まだまだデータの出揃っていない
Unexpected
危険
complication.
性の
Okay,
伴
cool.
う治療
So
法
is
だったという意味があり
this
ます。
whole like, oh, everything looks fucked up now? The unexpected complication? Because if so, I rather die.
施術後に重大な脳障害をきたしたケースも報告されているんです。予後の経過には十分に注意しなければなりません。
What? And you did this to Fuminori? You psycho!
先生、
Oh, guy.
あれから大貝教授については何か分かりましたか？
Who's Ogai? Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. Wait, did you know that the doctor has gone missing? Yeah, bro. You didn't know? Ryoko realizes that her answer may have been a little too quick. She should have acted more surprised. Oh! You know something!
近頃教授の身内の人間と恋にしていましたね。その人
It
から
was
調査を
she?
頼まれているんです。
Wait. We're getting closer. A relative, Ryoko considers this with a
大
frown.
貝教授に縁者の方はおられないはずですが。
Well, I guess we all keep secrets.
おう
After a brief pause, Ryoko writes progress good. What? On Saki-Saki's chart for today. What do you mean progress good? Progress is real bad right now, actually. I know intellectually that the walls are white. I know that the flesh beasts are really human. I'm the one with the problem, and it's because I've accepted this that I'm able to lead something approaching a normal life. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student specializing in neurology. Oh, how ironic. The point is that my condition isn't treatable. Just like someone adapting it to a hearing aid or wheelchair, I have no choice but to adapt to this nauseating scenery. This looks like hell. No? Like, this looks like a living hell. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl. Oh, you live with her? You live with her? Who is this? Okay, so I can see why you gravitate towards her now. Like, she is your only semblance of normality in whatever the fuck this world is to you now. But then again, I also don't know what the 18+ scenes are. So like, maybe I do blame the guy. Maybe I do blame the guy. Who knows? But right now I'm like, maybe that's why like he cares for her as much as he does. I don't know.
今日は病院に寄って
Is there a reason her hair is shaped that way? Because these look like ears, no? Are you actually a cat? Looks like wings to me. Oh, you know what? That could be it. Oh, is it supposed to be like, oh, she's the angel. She's like his angel. The only saving grace that he has in the world anymore. If so, then... Damn, you cooked. After I see the humming sigh off to the kitchen, I step into the living room. Oh, different color at least. It's green. I realized one day that if the natural colors of the world were sickening, all I had to do was paint over them with colors that seemed pleasant. I went to the hardware store and bought every color paint I could find. Then Sai and I tried different combinations until we found one that worked. By the way, I asked about your father again.
Papa no?
Oh, missing Doc Man is your papa? Supposedly? Maybe?
お父さんのこと
Dude, Oga is like super mega dead.
どんどん君に惹かれていく。君なしちゃ耐えられなくなっていく。
I wrap my arms tighter around her, praying that our bodies will melt together, never again be apart.
教えてくれ。どうすれば君を失わずにいられる。僕は何をすればいい。どうやって君に報いればいい。
Oh, what? 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 Keep... What? So they just zoom in the image? I mean, Dad, thank you for doing that. Oh my god. Please don't let anyone new come in during this. Please don't let anyone new come in during this or any of these scenes. Please, 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 please. I'm new. This isn't normally what happens. This isn't normally what happens. Fuminori is out the door the moment class ends. Yo barely manages to catch up with him before he disappears down the hallway. Fuminori jerks at the sound of his name. You would think she just screamed at him. Technically, you did.
何か
He wants to fucking murder you, bro. Yeah, what do you see in him? What do you see? Look at him. He will fucking murder you at night. He will smother you with a pillow. Like, stay away. Stay away. Man, she's so sweet too. She doesn't deserve this. God damn it. I see both sides. I see both sides, because if I were Fuminori right now, I would shit myself. She promised herself that she wouldn't back down, but Fuminori's expression is terrible enough to shatter her resolve. The look in his eyes is not anger or any other warm-blooded emotion. It is hate. Murderously cold hate. You see how the narrator says murderously? You might want to run away. Your voice makes me... You see what I mean? You worded it in the worst way possible. You worded it in like a way... Look, I feel bad for you, bro, but like, god damn. You know what she actually looks like. And you're still saying all this. Yo whispers in shock and despair. To which Fuminori twists his lips into a malevolent smile. Oh, you evil bitch. I still don't understand what the plot is right now. Neither do I. I think this is just the misadventures of Fuminori and Saya. I feel awful, miserable, but also refreshed. I finally crossed the line. I knew it would come crashing down like this sooner or later, having become unable to feel anything but disgust for other people. There's no way I could hope to maintain the relationships I'd had before the accident. Ato POV! Let's go, let's go. Today's incident will definitely get back to Koji and Omi, and everyone will be convinced I've had a major change of character. Honestly, I don't care anymore. At least I probably won't be committed for this. I just need to avoid acting any stranger than I already have. If this puts a rip between me and the others, good. The thought of all the stress I'll avoid brings a smile to my lips. That's why you look like that, brother? Really? I'm fed up with them sticking their noses into my life. It's like they don't care that they make my gut turn. You don't tell them! You don't tell them! What do you mean? It's like they don't care. They don't know! They don't know! They don't know! When I regained consciousness in the T University Hospital ward, the world was as dark as it is now. I had not yet recovered my sight, even though my eyes and optical nerves were undamaged. It must have been an after effect of the accident. Blindness was a shock, but now I know that my suffering then was nothing. After all, my senses of hearing, touch, taste, and smell were all fine at the time. The real horror began when my sight returned. Oh, I can't even imagine, dude. I decided to kill myself. Fair. I didn't believe for a second that I could live in this new world. At least not until I met Saya. One night, while thinking of a painless way to die, I found myself succumbing to sleep. Drifting between the nightmares in my dreams and the nightmares of reality, I didn't notice her enter my room. Whoa, what's up? The next thing I knew, there was a face staring down at me from next to my bed. The face was not covered in pus or slime or earthworm-like feelers. God, oh God, I'm so happy they don't go into detail. I mean, in terms of like description, they do, but like they haven't shown a CG of like a full body. This is what they look like, super high level detailed. This is what he sees. Like, I'm happy because I don't want to see that. Like, I'm good. I'm good. Perhaps she expected me to mistake her for a ghost, but I would not have cared if she had been a ghost. Either way, she was a godsend. I may have cooked with the angel description. Just saying, I may have cooked with that. If I view it as, like, this is his way of coping with whatever the fuck's going on to him right now, especially after he just woke up, and this is the world he sees, and this is his only saving grace, yeah, you know what? What he's doing makes complete sense. What I'm worried about is what this eventually becomes, because clearly, what we saw from the bed scene, I feel like we got a little bit too comfortable, no? It's so hard to argue, because, like, I understand why he's doing literally everything he has done so far. I get it, and I get it. Like, I get it. It's just, you can't defend it, you know? And I don't think you're supposed to. What a dilemma, huh? Who wrote this? I don't know if she's just riffing about this whole dad thing. I really don't know. Because clearly he exists. He's a person that exists, because otherwise hot doctor woman wouldn't have had the reaction that she did But I don't know. I don't know. What's going on, man? Oh, wow, bro. Bro. I have never seen someone so consistently fucked up before. Yeah, bro looks like, I mean, I'm sure at this moment he wants to die. But like even after this, it constantly looks like he's so sick of everything. And I know that's the point, but it's just every time I see him. That night she left my room earlier than usual. What is she, dude? What is she? She's not just a kid. There's no way. There's no way! When she arrives at the Sakisaka house, Omi first takes a deep breath to calm herself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Given the state of his intercom, she doubts that Fuminori will respond to a knock, so Omi decides to just open the door and go in shouting. And if the door is locked, she'll just have to. This is the worst idea you've probably ever had, ever. Surprisingly, the doorknob turns easily in her hand, and the enraged Omi finds herself throwing the door open wider than she intended. You are going to die. You are going to die. Her nostrils are instantly assaulted by a choking stench.
Nani?
As Omi stands petrified on the threshold, the cowbell hanging on the inside of the door chimes loudly. A moment later... What? It's the opposite? So Saya is actually this huge grotesque monster thing, but because you view as everything else as this huge grotesque monster thing, Saya looks normal. Oh, that is, you know what? Maybe I should have thought of that. I thought you said it out loud. Did I? Did I cook and just forget? That sounds like me, actually. Omi calls, regretting it immediately as she realizes that her voice is shaking. As her words echo vainly through the silent house, she begins to feel foolish and defenseless. Suddenly, she feels something cold seeping through her pantyhose. She timidly reaches down to touch her feet. Oh my god, I'm nervous. Her fingertips come away covered with a viscous olive green slime, like the filthy water from a tank long clogged with algae and dead fish. The whole floor is covered with it. It must be the source of the stench. Omi now wishes that she had worn her shoes inside. Manners be damned. There's a lot of CGs in this. When she looks back ruefully, the way she came, she realizes that her current position is not visible from the entrance. I know. The kitchen must be where that strange voice came from. I know! I know! No, 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 no! The next room is probably the den, as she expected from the closed storm shutters. It's pitch black inside. Omi wants nothing more than to flee this house. Then fucking go! But that would mean turning her back to the darkness, and then fucking go backwards. I don't know. And that she simply cannot bring herself to do. Moved by some irrational compulsion, I know. Omi sets foot into the den. It is too dark to see anything, and the stink is far worse than before. She slides her hand along the wall, feeling for the light switch. Finding it much sooner than she expected, she flips it on like it's her last hope. The colors. The colors. So many colors. So basically, in order for Fuminori to have any sense of normalcy, he has to make his environment look like what he actually sees. The colors say all that needs to be said about the painter's hatred, malice, and insanity. Omi's legs give out from the shock, sending her to the floor. Slime immediately soaks through her jeans. Ew. Its cold tendrils creeping up her legs, crotch, and her neck. What? Her hand finds her neck where it is greeted by another drop of chilly slime. Above her, something is dripping down on her head. Making perhaps the worst decision of her life, Omi looks up. The predator clinging to the ceiling, poised to leap upon its prey. She sees it in every detail. Her mouth and nose are sealed before she can scream, and her belly is torn open as something enters to feast on her innards. But by the time she feels any of this, Omi has already gone mad. When I enter the yard, I realize that the front door has been left wide open. Oh, stop with the squelching noise, dude. Ah, that's disgusting. Light from the living room is seeping out into the hallway, and I hear what sounds like someone smacking their lips. Ugh. There's also a tantalizing fragrance in the air. Ugh. Is this Saya? I consider calling out to her, but decide to enter in silence instead. Hey, Saya! What you doing over there?
一ついいかな
Actually don't do that. Ooh, I hate this. Ooh, I hate this. I scoop up the closest fruit thing and pop it into my mouth, ignoring Saya's attempt to wave me. No. It has a strange texture, soft and pliable, like a peach or a pear. When I bite into it with my back teeth, a succulent juice fills my mouth. Combined with a sharp, strong fragrance, it's unlike anything I've ever tasted. I sure hope it is. And pray tell, what are those best parts? Actually, never mind, forget I asked. Sealing the small fruits in Tupperware and the large ones in pots and bowls. Oh my god, if someone enters this house and opens the fridge, they're just gonna see dismembered body parts. Bro, oh my, that's so creepy! That's so creepy! Saya and I store the remaining food in the refrigerator. Thinking of tomorrow's dinner fills me with anticipation. I feel that little by little I'm starting to regain the joy of living. Saya will guide me. With her I can live on. Fuminori responded with unequivocal denial and acted like he hadn't the slightest idea why Omi would have gone to see him. Perhaps that was only natural, as he was unaware that Omi and Koji had witnessed him reduce Yo to tears. Did Omi even make it to Fuminori's house? She had been riding a wave of emotion when she left and might have calmed down and changed her mind halfway there. Oh, she changed, alright. Oh, she changed. Or perhaps she ran into trouble on the way. Koji concluded, or more accurately, convinced himself that one of these possibilities was the truth, subconsciously denying the one remaining possibility, that Fuminori was lying, that he had met Omi and was involved with her disappearance. When questioned by the police, Koji told the truth about Omi's destination only up to the train station, maintaining that he had no idea where she planned to go after that. Fuminori? At first, Koji assumes that he's headed to the lecture hall, but it soon appears that he is instead going home. You might want to follow him. Strange, medical students have required courses in the afternoon. Though he is initially surprised, Koji's hesitation lasts for only a second. He follows his friend, taking care to stay far enough behind that he won't be noticed. This is a horrible idea. I mean, it's a good idea, but not really. Before long, Fuminori reaches the house, without ringing the bell or even knocking. After waiting to see if Fuminori comes back out, Koji approaches the gate and checks the nameplate. Oh guy, it reads. Oh. He rings the doorbell just to make sure. After receiving the expected silence response, he checks to make sure no one is watching and turns the doorknob. The door is not locked. The moment he enters the house, stale air thick with mold and dust fills Koji's nostrils. Damn it. It is the unmistakable smell of a house that has long lain untouched. Koji notices something strange, something that was not visible in the lighter's weak flame. The slime. God damn the slime! Dark oily stains are everywhere. The stains are especially thick around the doorknob. Okay, so did Oji, like the doctor man, did he make Saya? And that's why she calls him father? Or like what? Is this like an experiment gone wrong type of thing? Could Oga have made these marks? If so, how? Koji began to feel sick as he imagines a man shambling through the house with slime dripping from his body. Oh, that means he's carrying Saya. Aww. I wonder what image that conveys. Well, there's only one way to find out. Try and find him. Finding the bedroom next to the study, Koji checks the closet on a hunch. He discovers 2 empty suitcases. Not what one would leave behind when going on a long vacation. A sudden chill runs through him. Whoever was living here is still somewhere inside the house. Koji braces himself for the worst and opens the door slowly. Then shines his light into the ceramic bathtub that appears from the darkness like a white ghost. Bones. Oh! A mountain of bones, black with dry flesh and blood. Okay, so this is where Saya ate. Or I guess this is Saya's trash can? Not too sure. Koji puts one hand against the wall to set himself as his legs threaten to buckle. Something is wrong, he realizes as he tries to desperately get his thoughts in order. The bones are too small and there are too many of them. They aren't human. Oh, I don't like this because I know something's gonna pop up here. I know something's gonna pop up here for sure. After taking several deep breaths to calm himself, Koji enters the bathroom and examines the tub. The bones are piled atop each other like fallen leaves. They appear to be from small animals, perhaps cats or dogs. Even so, the quantity is mind-boggling. How many bodies would it take to produce this many bones? The bones have all been separated from one another, so it doesn't look like bodies were just thrown into the tub and left to rot. Each bone is covered with deep grooves, marks left by teeth biting through flesh. Koji's sanity won't let him consider the possibility that a human could have done this. The owner of this house must have kept some sort of carnivorous animal as a pet, giving it the bones of a small animal to eat and disposing of the remains in the bathtub. But why not dispose of the leftovers properly? They could have just been thrown out with the garbage, or was there something keeping him from leaving the house? The relief Koji felt when he realized the bones weren't human is once again under attack. In the first place, what the hell was Fuminori doing here? Oh!
Koji.
Nothing's wrong! Shit! Nothing's wrong! I'm just curious! I was wondering where you were and I thought you were in here! Up until this very moment, concern for his friend was still at the forefront of his mind. Now, however, that concern is swiftly giving way to a growing sense of dread. Does the Fuminori he knew no longer exist? Was the person who just stared Koji down an imposter wearing Fuminori's skin? Koji's begun to believe that it might be so. If he keeps this up, I might have to find a way to deal with him. Yo, chill! Chill, buddy! Chill. A hair-raising voice calls as I'm about to pass through my gates. Suppressing a shudder, I put on a fake smile and turn to face the writhing mass of rotten flesh that is staring at me with bulging eyes. Oh my lord. Of course, this is my next door neighbor Suzumi, a middle-aged painter I think, who spends all day at home while his wife works. I haven't had much contact with him since the accident. Why is he suddenly talking to me now? Suzumi Yosuke sighs in annoyance as he watches the neighbor boy retreat into his house. What's with his attitude? Even while talking, he kept his eyes averted as if to avoid looking at something repulsive. Has he always been such an unpleasant young man? No, of course not. When his parents were still alive, he had been a normal youth, a little shy, but sensitive and caring. It must be the stress of his sad situation. If it continues to build, he might start to develop serious mental problems. Well, I hate to break it to you, but, I think he beat you to the punch. Yeah, he's gonna die, no? Right? Now that we're actually focusing on him? Saya sighs as she climbs the stairs. My question trails off as I notice the thick bundles of paper that she's carrying under her arms.
Fuminoriのカルテとか
Oh,
手術の記録今日は古巣の病院に行ってきたの
thanks.
これじゃいつまで経っても治せないよね
直せないのか
人間のお医者さんじゃ
Not by a human doctor. Saya, can you fix me? I can't tell if she's being serious.
私でもまだちょっと難しいかなねえ寝る前
Whoa, what do you mean just one? Wait, what are we doing?
いいで
まさやこう毎日続けてちゃ
Every day? What do you mean every day? What's going on? No, don't show it.
平気なわけないだろ今まで
Whoa! What am I supposed to say to that? Did it skip over it? Thank fuck.
ねえダメだったこういうのだと気持ちよくない
Oh, dude, thank God it skipped over it. Oh, that's so nasty. I feel a pang of self-loathing at the question. How can I still be afraid after all that's happened? Saya's feelings are so earnest. How can I not accept them? By saying no! You say no! Dude. Holy shit. 2 o'clock for Suzumi Yosuke. This is the most fulfilling time of day. After seeing his wife and daughter off, he's gonna die, right? Like, we can see this from miles away. Like, he's dead. As he ponders this dilemma, he heads downstairs to the kitchen. Just then, a breath of air tickles the back of his neck, bringing him to a halt in the middle of the hallway. A breeze. Impossible. Every window in the house is closed. Yosuke shut them himself during his morning cleaning. Yosuke enters the living room, searching for the source of the breeze. Something stinks. Man. The straw-matted Japanese-style room is empty. There is a closet, but no one could fit in there. You might want to open the closet. So the intruder already left. Yosuke relaxes. Actually, don't open it. Actually, leave the house. Actually, move. You might want to move houses. The exhaustion of sudden relief coming over him. Oh, sevens. Thin, tube-like appendages penetrate his ears and nose, wriggling deep into his skull. Right before the sensation drives him mad, Yosuke loses consciousness. What happened to me? He's still alive! Yosuke's awareness returns slowly as though rising from a bog. I feel like not for long though, right? What the hell's going on? Timidly, he opens his eyes. It's everywhere. The thing that attacked him in the living room, it's everywhere. Wait, so... does he see everything that Fuminori sees now? Is he gonna see Saya as the little girl? And not as like the slime monster? The sound of the door opening and closing grates on his ears. Oh no. Oh no, he's gonna murder them! Yosuke leaps on the creature as it enters, fear turning his roar into a high-pitched scream. The flesh beast is covered in sludge and bile juices, but before horror can paralyze him, Yosuke brings his bone stake stabbing down. The monster screams as the stake pierces its chest and punches through to the other side. It falls back, writhing in agony. The sight of its pain sets Yosuke's blood on fire. I can win. I can kill it. If I finish it off before it enters my head again, I'm safe. Yosuke grabs the bone and twists with all his might. The monster convulses and gurgles, its trembling tentacles reaching up as though begging for help. Yosuke knocks it to the floor, then brings his heel crashing down on its flopping body again and again. With each stop, its groans and spasms grow weaker. When the monster at last stops switching, Yosuke, panting hard, tears the stake from its corpse and rises to his feet. Oh no! Run away! Run away! Run away! Yosuke turns around to see another smaller monster peeking out at him from the stair landing. There's still one left. His desperate, rage-filled attack both exhilarated him and gave him a taste for violence. This one will be easier. It's smaller and weaker. Grinning maniacally, Yosuke raises his stake and moves toward the second creature. The monster flees screaming down the stairs. Not about to let his prey escape, Yosuke roars and gives chase. The thought that killing the monsters might end this nightmare feeds his savage bloodlust. Oh. When the monster trips and falls in the dining room, Yosuke leaps on top of it and brings the stake crashing down, his bloodlust unsated. He pulls it free, then drives it again into the monster's flesh, once, twice, 3 times, and more, until there's nothing left but shredded, pulverized meat. This one might need a... Oh no, I am making a video on it, and I'm giving the biggest trigger warning. The last remnant of Yosuke's sanity vanishes like dust in the wind.
Konnichiwa, Oji-san.
Yosuke turns to the sound of a girl's voice. You're evil. You're evil. Such a lovely girl. You must be the only one in the world, in the whole world. She looks up at the man towering over her, perhaps disturbed by his hungry stare. With that, he grabs the girl's collar and tears the front of her dress wide open. Shock and fear twist the lovely girl's delicate features, stimulating Yosuke's sadism. Even after killing those 2 monsters, the embers of violence still smolder in his heart. And now they have new fuel to burn. Ah, yikes, dude. Oh, I don't wanna, no, stop. I'm just gonna cut in here. I think there's 2 parts in this game where I, as an editor, as someone that's going through this myself, don't really feel comfortable showing at all, and this is one of those, as you can probably see. So we're just gonna skip all of this, and if you're interested, you can search it up yourself, but me, yeah, you're not getting that here. Upon entering the house this time, however, the sound of Saya crying chills my blood. It is not just her. I also hear a low, wet grunting. I slip past it and grab the meat cleaver sitting next to the sink. Without a moment's hesitation, I slash at the monster's face. It screams and staggers away from Saya. My attack must have blinded it because it flails its tentacles wildly as it tries to drive me away. My bloodlust still unsated, I calmly seize one of the appendages and plunge my weapon twice more into its quivering flesh. The blade enters its body with fascinating ease. Each strike sprays my face with its blood. As I carve the monster to pieces and savor its hideous screams, my mind is finally consumed by rage. No mercy. I'll see this monster suffer from what it's done to Saya. I give myself to fury, howling at the top of my lungs as I slash and slash and slash and slash. Even after the flesh beast stops moving, I keep slashing until I realize that I can no longer feel pain. Cursing myself for killing it so quickly, I stab the cleaver into the floor, snapping it in half. Can you fix me? Can you fix me and then never show your face to me again because I don't want to see your true form? Thoughts? Thoughts? I like that. I like that idea. Oh, what? My first, can I... No. Damn it. How do I save? Can you not save? Well, I want to see. I feel like this is an ending. I want it all back. Yay! You murdered so much, dude. It's fucking awesome! When I awoke, the first thing that greeted me was a terrible stink. Mr. Suzumi's body was covered in flies, and I could smell the rotten stench that you would expect from a corpse. The night had ended, but Saya was nowhere to be seen in the morning light. Aside from the blood-covered floor, the kitchen looked the same as it had before the accident. In the den, however, the colors that had been so soothing the day before now served as a stark reminder of what a distant world I'd been living in. Despite knowing that it would be futile, I wandered the house searching for Saya. For almost an hour, I tried in vain to deny reality. Then I called the police. When the operator answered, I couldn't stop myself from crying. It had been such a long time since I heard a human voice other than Saya's. As it became clear later, Mr. Suzumi had murdered his family before I killed him. Unable to give the police a satisfactory explanation, I was arrested for all 3 murders. That checks out. And when they found the remains of Takahata Omi in my house, a 4th was added to the charges. During my interrogation, I told them everything exactly as it happened, in every detail. The detectives didn't believe me, of course, but the doctor who came later did. He had moved me from jail to a much cleaner white room. So you're mentally insane. That's right, this room looks just as white to me as it does to everyone else. In the end, they declared me incapable of answering for my actions. Everything that had happened to me was real, but part of a reality incompatible with the rest of the world. So the doctors gave me a space all to myself, a place where I could live in my own world. It feels like he's okay with this. I'm sad that I wasn't believed, but I know that it couldn't be helped. In this world, reality is what the majority says it is, and I had the misfortune to step outside of that box. The walls of my room are undeniably white. That, at least, I can be thankful for as I live out the rest of my life here. Everyone said that there was never any girl named Saya. Well, so be it. Saya probably was never part of their world. But why shouldn't I be able to hear Saya's voice here in my room? This is my world, after all, a continuation of the very real time that we spent together. One night, I woke to the sound of something crawling down the hallway. Hey, it's Saya! That's who you wanted, right? I mean, this is Saya! That's Saya! After a long silence, something small slid through the narrow bars of my peephole. It was a cell phone. The screen already showing a notepad with a freshly entered text. My voice would sound strange to you. I couldn't suppress a chuckle at Saya's uncharacteristic display of shyness. I said, sending the phone back through the bars. The flesh blob just visiting the inside. She does that. She's just able to do that sometimes, yeah. I slid the phone back to her. I was hoping you'd forgotten. I smiled wryly at the text on the screen, wondering if she really thought me so heartless. No one was listening, but still, it would have been embarrassing to speak the rest aloud, so this time I typed it into the phone. Daisuki. GHIJKL MNO. Yep. TUV DEWXY MNOTU. How nostalgic. I love you. The time had come for our parting. She had chosen her path and I had given my blessing. There was nothing more to be said. Well, it seems he's satisfied with this. I will, thank you. Goodbye, Fuminori. I read her final message and returned the phone to the other side. She gently slapped my door in response, and then I heard the sound of her sliding off down the hallway. And I was left alone in the silence of the night. Now what? Ever since that day, I have been waiting. Perhaps Saya really did return to where she came from. Perhaps she is still wandering today looking for her father. It must be hard. She must be lonely. When she can no longer stand being alone, she will surely return to me. I am the only one who will comfort her and whisper sweet nothings in her ear. And so I wait, dreaming of her face and her voice, I wait. Forever in my white world. Wow. That's one ending. Holy shit, bro. Oh, let's go. Oh, it does it for me. Let's go, dude. He was hardly a stranger. We've been neighbors for as long as I can remember. I go so far as to say we were on good terms before the accident. And now I've killed him with my own 2 hands. I feel little. Mr. Suzumi, the kindly painter who lived next door, is but a distant memory. The pieces of meat around me belong to a creature whose mere existence was nauseating. Only by killing the vermin could I find relief. He complained about my yard being filthy, the swine. It doesn't matter what Saya did. He wasn't worth keeping alive anyway. Your yard is a bit untidy. Die! Die! I retrieve the cleaver, pick up the piece of Suzumi's body, and start removing the skin and tendons. Just as I thought. The stuff underneath is exactly the same as what Saya and I have been eating. Oh, no. So nasty. After we finish here, we should go gather the meat from the Suzumi house. That should be enough to hold us for a while, and we can use the refrigerator to store what won't fit in ours. It's all coming together. Sai and I will be just fine. What about the others? Are the others gonna die? Hope not. I really like his friends. Ex-friends. After a brief silence during which her expression is hard to decipher, Sai looks up at me and says, well, I want to know what happens. God damn it. Don't forget about Papa. Don't. Today, all of Koji's classes were in the morning. On his way to meet Yo for lunch after his final lecture, Koji suddenly gets a call in the middle of the hallway. Without thinking, he reaches to his belt for his new camera phone, but curses when he realizes that the ringtone is coming from the old phone in his bag. He hasn't transferred his contacts list yet, and calls still come to his old phone from people who don't know the new number. When he finally fishes the phone from his bag, the name he sees on the display sends a chill up his spine. Fuminori. Dun dun dun! Why now? What does he want? It's hard to be happy about a call from Fuminori after the incident at the old guy house. Hi. Maybe he's finally ready to talk, in which case Koji should probably consider this a good thing. However, he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. Yeah, very wrong. You might die, bro. Straight up. He's not sure what exactly, but something has changed. Oh, that's not... Yeah, that's a killer's face, for sure. Why does he sense malice thick and viscous, lurking behind Fuminori's smile? You and your paws, Zumineko does the same thing, goddammit. Fuminori's car was destroyed in the accident, so Koji isn't surprised that he needs a lift. Fuminori's smile seems wrong somehow, like a mask hiding his true face. Is it Yo? Yeah. Yo finds herself sitting alone in the cafeteria, searching for a familiar face as her lunch cools on the table in front of her. She was hoping to see Koji today, but he must have had other plans. That wouldn't be at all unusual. Normally, Omi and Fuminori would pick up the slack. But Omi and Fuminori aren't here anymore. Yo puts down her chopsticks, her appetite ruined by the lack of company and by the anxiety eating at her. Omi is missing, Fuminori has turned on her, and she has no idea why. If Koji were here, she could count on him to distract her with some idle conversation. Now that she is all by herself, Yo becomes keenly aware of how little tolerance she has for loneliness. She begins to feel paranoid, like the whole world is plotting to take from her everything that she cherishes. What is going on here? Where has Omi gone? Is Fuminori really unrelated to her disappearance? Or is he the key to this mystery, as Koji and Dr. Tombo suspect? She can only sink deeper and deeper into the abyss of self-loathing. The sudden ringing on her phone pulls her back from the brink of despair. It's a text message. There's no title, and the sender is... What? Do we have Omi's phone? Yo cries out in shock. The message itself is even more baffling. If you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori, come to his house alone. Saya! Saya, stop! She did nothing wrong, bro! However, Yo clutches her phone and forces her heart to stop pounding. Isn't this cowardice exactly what she hates most about herself? Okay, now's not the time to have this revelation about yourself. She has nowhere to run. Yo bursts into tears, unable to take a single step. The phone in her hand rings again, demanding that she enter. She steps through the gates. Lock in. You got it, you're fine, You'll live, probably. With a sudden flash of clarity, Yo presses the most frequently used speed dial button on the phone in her tightly clenched fist. The phone dials Omi's number. It takes only a second for the signal to reach the nearest relay station, and then... Boy, I shit myself! Oh, hell no! She is at her limit, unable to take a single step more. Her spirit has been utterly crushed. Perhaps this is the moment her tormentor was waiting for. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I need to edit that off of YouTube. Bro, what? Yo curls up into a tiny sobbing ball, unable to raise her voice or even move. Oh, poor Yo. Yo literally deserves none of this. Girl is going through the fucking most, bro. All because she has bad taste in men. You tried to steal him from me, didn't you? Thief. Oh. Okay, thank God they didn't show that part, because they're still a little bit loose. Something cold seizes Yo's ankle, then travels slowly up her legs until it has covered her entire lower body. Some primal female instinct tells her exactly what is going to happen. I understand context clues, and I don't like it. Poor Yo, dude. Doomed by the plot. And then we just fucking, like, what the hell, man? Saying it out, if this is the last time we see of Yo, this is just cheap torture for the sake of adding a scene. It literally, if this is the last, I hope it's not the case. If this is the last time we see Yo, that scene is completely pointless. I still think it's pointless, by the way. I still think that is not necessary, because it's treated as the same, with the same level of tact as the sexual assault scene. There's no reason for it to be there. After some time, a blocky shape suddenly appears amid the trees, standing out against the twilight sky. Welcome. It's very homey. The front door appears to be locked, but Fuminori kicks it down without a second thought. Okay. Koji just watches, knowing that nothing he could say now would matter. Okay, maybe it looks worse on the inside. Not sure what to do next, Koji goes back up the stairs and walks around the outside of the cabin, and there he finds the backyard. Oh! Something might be down here. Fuminori, you go first. Koji suddenly remembers the doctor he met yesterday at T University. Maybe she knows something. She does know something. She's fully aware that there is something going on. She just won't tell anyone. He takes out his phone and calls up the number. There's barely a signal, but it manages to get through. I don't know what you're saying. Koji's hopes are soon dashed, however, when the call goes straight to Dr. Tombo's voicemail. He considers calling back later, but realizes that it will be hard to talk to her with Fuminori around. Fuminori would not at all be pleased to learn that Koji and Yo went to see his doctor. Koji leaves a clear and concise message explaining that he went with Fuminori to Ogai's mountain retreat, giving the address and asking for confirmation that the property belongs to Ogai. You know, for when you inevitably die, this is a good dying message. This is a good thing to leave behind. He talked to Yo about it on the way home, but they were unable to decide whether the doctor could really be trusted. Speaking of which, how is Yo doing? Not great, I will say. Not great at all, actually. Koji hasn't seen her today. He didn't say a word to her about his trip to Tochigi. She might be worried, especially so soon after Omi's disappearance. She's a bit preoccupied at the moment, going through stuff. Just as he's about to give up, the call connects. Uh-oh. Oh, man. The first thing Koji hears is a strange sound. It's not signal interference, but some kind of wet, distorted noise, like the voiceless groans or perhaps sobs of someone far away. No, that's exactly what they are. The person on the other side is crying. Koji screams into the phone, his reason overwhelmed by unimaginable horror, which is why he is unable to react when the phone is suddenly knocked from his hand, and also why he didn't notice Fuminori sneaking up on him until it was too late. Fuminori seizes Koji's lower jaw with his right hand, cutting off Koji's angry shout. Uh-oh. Koji can hardly believe the strength of the smaller man's grip. His biggest mistake was leaning back against the well. Uh-oh. There's nothing to grab onto as Fuminori pushes him backward over the edge. He can only flail his arms vainly against the air. What did I say, dude? Minor inconvenience can just lead Fuminori to kill someone. This is a minor inconvenience. Koji soon loses his balance entirely. He feels a terrifying weightlessness as the world spins before his eyes. Before he can realize what has happened, his back strikes something with tremendous force. He thrashes wildly as cold, dirty water fills his mouth and freezes him to the core. Only when his fingers find the wall of the well is he able to regain his sense of direction and right himself. Well, he's not dead yet. Yeah, if this is how you die, bro. Yikes. Whoa. This is what the trees look like, bro? Whoa. And I guess this is the well right here? Oh, it looks so freaky. All that's left is to eliminate the other. Tsukuba Yo. Well, I think someone already helped you with that. I mustn't underestimate her just because she's less aggressive than Koji. Even she should be able to see a connection between the disappearances of her two friends. I suppose I should be thankful that it was Yo to whom Koji was talking on the phone. If he'd reported our location to a third party, I'd have to track down and eliminate that person too. We have food! I ordered takeout! You know about her! Is this, okay, surely that's a secret she's hiding, but like, why are you bringing it up to lead to that? Be like, oh, that's a surprise I have for you, watch this! Does she turn her into one of us? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think like it's a mental thing like they did with Yosuke, or the way she did with Yosuke. I think she quite literally turned Yo into a monster, the way Sayo looks realistically, but to Fuminori it'll just look like what Yo used to look like. No! No! What a fucked up visual novel, bro! I hate this. Can we kill her? Can we? I feel like I don't want her to live like that. That's so. Imagine being turned into that, bro. Oh my god. Yo is the first human figure besides Sai that I've seen in the 3 months since the accident, and she's a woman positively glowing with voluptuous feminine beauty. Of course I'm happy, but I also can't ignore the voice of reason that's telling me not to be. He still has a conscience. Not a strong one, but he still has one. Maybe I'm worrying too much, although I'm pretty sure that I'm just showing the consideration that any man who's sworn his love to a woman would show. That's a girl. Little girl. Not woman. Or maybe Sai doesn't understand that a man faced with a woman's naked body can't help but react regardless of his feelings. I think that's just you, man. I feel like that's just you. Oh. Sai answers me with a smile who's like I've never seen before. It is calm, so terribly calm, and there's something bewitching about the soft set of her lips that sets it apart from her usual bright, childish expression. You know what? Okay. Perhaps others would fear and loathe her. I, however, find her malevolence irresistibly charming. Are you... Never mind, did I mention a conscious? I don't think so anymore. I see we're doing the weird stuff on this channel. Okay, look. Granted, before I started this, I was unaware of what it actually contained. But now I'm so deep into it that I just want to finish it. And we're going to finish it today, so... Basking in the soft warmth of our love for each other, we sink into the oblivion, jeez, of sleep. Aha! Bro, he's gonna come bite you in the ass, I swear to God. I swear to God, my goat's gonna come back. Koji! Koji, get out of there! He dreams that he is diving into a black sea. When he reaches the bottom, he looks up to see the moon shining through the surface of the water. As he gazes up at the circle of light, entranced by its roundness and brilliance, the distant rumbling of the engine reaches his ears. Something still conscious within him tells him that his dream is wrong. Or that this dream is wrong. Have I ever gone diving at night before? The dots begin to connect in his mind, forming a barrier to separate his dreams from reality. What is bothering him? Of course, the sound. No way! Koji! The engine noise gradually fades to low idling, then abruptly gives way to silence, followed by the sound of a door opening and closing. This isn't a dream. These sounds are real. Soon, the circle of light above him is partially eclipsed by the silhouette of a person staring down into the well. A woman's voice. Koji has heard it somewhere before, or for some reason cannot remember to whom it belongs. Is it Hot Doctor Woman? Doctor-san! Let's go! Oh, my fucking goat, dude. You're awesome. Ryoko replies brusquely, glaring at Koji like an annoyed professor. Oh wait, so wait, how did you... Oh, what? The voicemail! I forgot he left the voicemail, bro. Annoyed by her condescending attitude, Koji is about to demand answers when she cuts him off with a gesture and shines her light at a corner of the well. Wait, could you have left this well the entire time? In the light of the lamp, Koji sees some of the stones are a different shade than the rest of the wall. This must be what Ryoko was looking for. Brother! If I died in this well and I knew there was a way out right next to me, I would have flipped shit. I would have been so heated because what the fuck do you mean? That fits in there, huh? Well, I guess you are wearing a big coat. As Ryoko speaks, she opens her coat and pulls out what she had hanging underneath it. Cool, why do you have a gun? With the light in her left hand and the shotgun in her right, Ryoko walks up to the door and takes a deep breath. Then she kicks the door open, putting her full weight behind the blow. Secret lab! Ryoko snaps at him. What do you mean, don't look? This is just gonna draw me crazy, like make Koji crazy if I look? Okay, you know what? She seems to know what she's doing. Koji, don't look at all. Actually, just close your eyes. The urge to see for himself is irresistible. Koji staggers across the room to the screen, taking the utmost care not to look at the scaly octopus thing that is painted on it. Behind the screen is a large easy chair. Although he's never met the man before, Koji is fairly certain that the person sitting in it is Ogai Masahiko. Oh, yeah, no, I'm fairly confident he's dead. Koji's vision suddenly dims. He's pushed himself too hard and the spiritist vodka can't help him anymore. He collapses to the floor, unable to hang on to his slipping consciousness, and the last thing he sees are Ogai Masahiko's gaping eye sockets glaring at him, or staring at him. Wow. What a development. Ryoko pauses, then looks sidelong at Koji. Oh! Oh shit! Her hard stare belies the calmness of her voice. I agree. Well, I feel like it's also not safe to go back because he's gonna be living in the same city as Fuminori, and if Fuminori still sees he's alive, then that's real bad. She picks something up from the table and tosses it to Koji. When Koji catches it, he feels its solid weight fill his hand. Pog! Let's go! Right now, Fuminori's phone must be displaying the name of the caller. Koji wonders what his reaction will be when he sees it. The call goes through. In the silence on the other end of the phone, Koji seems surprised, apprehension, and dark fury. Or senses surprise, apprehension, and dark fury. Feeling slightly gratified, Koji delivers the first jab. What an asshole! That's awesome. As Koji's about to answer, an idea suddenly comes to him.
井戸の底に仕掛けがあったのさ。地下の隠し部屋に行くためのな。
Yes, let Ryoko finish him off. Koji says a plan forming rapidly in his mind. He pauses to let that sink in, then with satisfaction filling his voice, he
会え
says,
たぜ。大貝正彦と。
What a liar! I stare at the silent phone in my hand. There's anger, of course, but something cold and heavy holds my emotions in check. The sense of danger. To be honest, I'm surprised at how calm I am.
主人様。
Oh, hell no. Saya returns from the kitchen where she'd gone in search of a midnight snack. She's munching on her favorite, spare ribs. Oh, I wonder whose ribs they are. The next time we meet, I'll kill him with my own 2 hands. I'll make sure to wring every last drop of life out of his body. A shiver runs through me as I anticipate the battle ahead, and my bloodlust burns like orgasmic fire. Tired from hours of poring over files, she removes her glasses and massages her aching eyes. Okay, well now it's time to go. You should go. As she reads them, she feels despair draining her spirit as it has so many times before. This cursed feeling of powerlessness that comes with knowing hidden truths. Those who have tasted it once shall be beaten down by it again and again until the day they die. All secrets are connected after all. Once you have glimpsed even the tiniest fraction of the world's true face, you have no choice but to watch in horror as the veil rolls itself back inch by inch. All that remains is to wait for the day when insanity will crush your reason under its ever-mounting weight. Oh, lore! I have succeeded in communicating with the organism. It shows enormous curiosity and its intelligence is beyond doubt. See research notes for confirmed vocal patterns and body language. Its appetite for knowledge is insatiable and its learning speed is off the charts. However, it exhibits absolutely no desire to be recognized as an individual. Its ego appears to be quite weak, suggesting a psyche wholly unlike that of a human. The speed of the organism's linguistic development is astounding. When I laughed at its mispronunciations, it immediately picked up the concept of puns. Ever since, it has been employing its entire vocabulary in an attempt to find puns that will make me laugh. Perhaps in a few days' time, we'll have learned enough language for us to communicate freely. That's terrifying. The organism's command of spoken language is now sufficient to facilitate higher level discourse, but although it has regaled me with questions all day, it remains unable to answer any of mine. Its replies suggest that it gained awareness only after materializing in this universe, and has no knowledge of where it came from. While I am disappointed, the fact that it has reached this level of intelligence only 1 week after starting to think tells me that there is no end to what I can learn from it. Hypothesis. It is not a naturally occurring organism. I would hope not. But was created by an even more sophisticated sentient life form. So an alien. This would explain why it has no ego yet possesses such a hunger for knowledge. It might be some sort of reconnaissance drone that was sent here from another world. Whoa. We're really delving into the supernatural now. The organism has made a very strange request. This is the first time it has asked me for anything other than food and reading materials. I can hardly believe it, but it wants to consume the sperm of living creatures. Sure. She looks at her watch and sees that it was already 7 in the morning. Assuming Tono Koji made no stops, he should be arriving in Tokyo about now. Now that it's too late, she wishes she'd stop that stubborn fool from leaving, even if she'd had to shoot him in the leg to do it. Back to Koji. Uh-oh. Might be time. No sound from within. After checking the street again to make sure no one is looking, he quickly opens the door and disappears inside. You got this, bro. I believe in you. An indescribable stink immediately assaults his nostrils. Dude, we're in Asmongold's home. Let's go. In any case, Fuminori isn't home. What form their reunion takes will probably be decided at the moment of their meeting. All Koji has to do is not hesitate when the time comes. Still, why does the whole house smell like stagnant water? It's been 3 months since Fuminori distanced himself from his friends. Just what kind of life has he been leading all this time? Koji enters the living room and feels along the wall for the light switch. The moment he flips it on, the answer to his question is revealed. It looks great, doesn't it? It looks awesome. Oh, I want to get the true ending last. The ringing of her cell phone interrupts Ryoko's labors. When she sees that the caller is Tono Koji, she unwittingly breathes a sigh of relief. After Ryoko hangs up, she gloomily counts the stacks of loose leaf that still need to be restored. There's no time left. She'll only be able to get to the general picture, or get the general picture. If she has to go into battle with only fragmentary knowledge, then there's one thing that she absolutely must decipher: Ogai's biological reports, which could contain information on the strengths and weaknesses of the organism called Saya. All she can do now is pray for luck as she dives back into the mountains of paper. You got this. I trust in you.
いいの見つかった？
ああ、もちろん。
What? Yay! An axe! I will say, the way Fuminori sees everything does make the weapons look really cool. It makes them look super freaky, which is, you know, it's cool, but, you know, that's about it. Saya giggles happily at my praise. I find these childish qualities of hers adorable. Uh-huh.
今度はどのぐらいのんびりできるかな？
How's Yo? How's Yo doing? Because of the casual way she says it, I almost miss the emptiness of which, to which her question leads.
どのぐらいかな。
Saya's right, this won't last forever. No matter how safe this hideout may seem, we will have to abandon it eventually. So does Saya just live forever? Does the Saya just live forever? Is she like immortal? Like how long do you guys... I keep doing that. How long do you guys keep this up for? I assume she just dies eventually. I hope. In the hours since contacting Ryoko, Koji went back to his apartment, showered, changed clothes, and even had his first full meal in days. Yay! What a relaxing time right before you murder your ex-friend. Ryoko arrives at the diner at 1 AM, 1 hour later than agreed upon. She has a heavy-looking duffel bag under her arm. Koji doesn't feel like asking what the bulges represent.
すまんね。いろいろと準備に手間取った。
No worries.
どんなに世界が底抜けにめちゃくちゃになっていこうと、悲鳴を上げて逃げ回る以外の選択肢が自分にはあるんだって、そう納得させるためにはね。部屋の中に何か一つ頼りになる武器を置いておきたかった。
Koji doesn't know what to say. He's amazed, impressed even, that someone with such a serious case of delusional paranoia could function as one of T University's top doctors.
でも、
She's smart, bro.
それじゃ大した効き目はな
She's hot, she's smart, she's badass.
先生は
You need help.
専門家の治療を受けるべき
You
です。
are mentally ill.
そこまで言うかね。まったく。
Ryoko smirks and shakes her head ruefully, but puts up no further resistance. She pulls a stack of paper from her bag and hands it to Koji. The loose-leaf sheets are bound with string.
一行読んだら、続きは次のページの同じ行だ。
Yo, you ain't ready for this shit. Watch this.
触りだけでも読んでみるといい。
As directed, Koji looks through the handwritten pages and gives up after less than 3 minutes.
怪奇 SF の走行か何かですか。罪のない悪ふざけですね。
Brother, it's real.
彼にはこんな子
I know
供
what
っ
to
ぽ
tell
い
you,
趣
it's
味があったわ
real.
けだ。
He reads a line at random. The organism's flesh is not fibrous, but reticulated. Put simply, it is an extremely tough substance that expands and contracts not in one direction, but in all directions. This means that slashing or piercing damage has very little effect. Since the flesh can contract in any direction freely, any wound will be sealed instantly. Slashing or piercing. So what the fuck? How do we kill it? Ryoko reaches into her duffel bag once again, this time removing a stainless steel thermos that looks able to hold 500 cc's of liquid.
こいつが鞘を倒す切り札だ。
What?
調達するのに手間
What
取
does
った。
what is that? What
こいつは
do?
敵面に効く。
ついていけません。
What that do? What is that? It's vodka! Koji snaps, no longer able to disguise his frustration. Was that foreshadowing? Was the vodka that Koji drank actually Saya's weakness? Who knows? Okay, dog. Even after Koji arrives at the Y station as directed, Fuminori calls him and makes him change locations 3 more times. Koji is beginning to doubt that Fuminori is watching. He might just be using the time to guess when Koji arrives at each designated location. Nevertheless, Koji can't let his guard down. Fuminori might choose any moment to make sure that he's alone. If he makes a mistake and puts Fuminori on alert, Ryoko will lose her chance to take him by surprise. She'll just have to put up with the cramped trunk for a little while longer. After the nature preserve in the dry riverbed, the 4th location to which Fuminori sends Koji is a thick forest at the top of the foothills, high above the developed area at their base. His car's GPS shows a road that leads nowhere, but according to Fuminori, there should be an old, abandoned sanatorium there. The park and river were empty this late at night, but during the day would likely have considerable traffic. This time, however, his instinct is telling him that it's definitely a place that no one could find, not even by accident. It takes a while for his eyes to adjust, but even when they do, he has only moonlight streaming through empty windows to guide him. Everything appears gray and indistinct. However, Fuminori has to deal with the same conditions if he's hiding here. This is a battle of nerves, exhausting and deadly, where the first to make a sound and give away his position will lose. The rooms on both sides of the hallway are all open. Some are even missing their doors. Koji creeps up to each entrance, checks to make sure no one is inside, then carefully proceeds on. The stink that he noticed in the garden has changed. Now it smells more organic, like rotting meat. It's the exact same smell that filled Fuminori's house. The organism's flesh freely expands in a manner that renders piercing damage meaningless. Koji grits his teeth and forces the madman's words out of his head. What good can come of taking them seriously? This isn't the time for such useless... I think the squish is going to be yo. I think that's a yo. As he proceeds, the strange sound coming through the cracks in the concrete walls grows clearer. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's yo. This is sad. Yo doesn't sound like this. She doesn't smell like this. Merciful. That's a merciful action that you could take for her. Something soft and slimy slides over Koji's toes. Instinct overrides his will, forcing him to turn on the light and shine it at his feet. The white beam reveals everything. The merciless truth that finally shatters Koji's sanity. Well, no, I want to see! The light, which fell from his hand during the attack, is now pointing in a different direction. And though all 4 bullets must have hit their target, they were Koji's last card to play, which leaves him alone in the darkness with no way to defend himself. And just as he realizes this, a mass of rotting flesh rolls over him like a tidal wave. His mind is that of a feral animal, empty of everything but primal terror. And that is why, when his right hand closes around something hard at the last moment, he recognizes it instinctively as a weapon. Putting every ounce of strength into his arm, Koji swings the heavy object at the creature on top of him. He hears the thud of a blunt object striking something soft and wet, and then Koji's attacker rolls off him. As soon as he's able to move again, Koji leaps to his feet and grabs his new weapon with both hands, brandishing it like a charm to ward off evil, only now just to realize that he's holding a rusty steel pipe. Just kill her. Kill her. Kill her! The monster is still sobbing. Thank you. With a cry that is part scream, part roar, Koji raises the steel pipe and brings it crashing down on the cowering creature. He hears a wet sound, and feels the blood-chilling sensation of its thick, soft flesh absorbing the blow. These combine to evoke an instinctive loathing that wipes his mind of all but the urge to destroy. Consumed by the same desperation with which he kept firing the empty gun, Koji rains blow after blow down on his enemy. After the 10th blow, it stops sobbing. After the 20th blow, it stops moving. And after the 30th blow, it begins to feel and sound more and more like he's beating a mud of viscous liquid. Or a puddle of viscous liquid. I don't know where I got mud from. Koji doesn't stop thrashing the creature until he recovers enough of his senses to realize that whatever it might have been before, it is now nothing but a corpse. Thank God. And then Koji, slave to hate, hears the sound of someone sneaking up behind him. Koji whirls, swinging his pipe with all the force he can muster. His enemy hastily leaps back to avoid the strike, surprised by his failure to catch Koji off guard. Twisted shadows dance in the beam of the light on the floor. Readying his pipe for the next blow, Koji faces off against the second attacker.
Fuminori.
Well, speaking of Tsukuba, might want to look down. I'm fairly confident. I'm not too sure, but I think you killed her. The blade of Fuminori's axe carves a murderous arc through the darkness, glittering menacingly in the faint light coming from the floor. Koji raises his pipe to block the ferocious swing. The heavy impact numbs his arms, but his large frame takes the blow without giving any ground. He's knocked in! Koji blocks a crushing downward swing, then pushes back hard before Fuminori can pull away, throwing him off balance. Fuminori stumbles backward, then plants his feet to steady himself. Taking advantage of his opponent's temporary immobility, Koji delivers a punishing low kick to Fuminori's outer thigh. My goat! Where's Saya? I feel like we have the advantage now, but like, where's Saya though? As Fuminori recoils in fear, Koji swings his pipe hard at the enemy's unprotected side. He feels a crunch of ribs breaking. Boy! The pain drives Fuminori to his knees. Staring down at Fuminori's defenseless head, Koji, surprised by his own lack of emotion, raises his pipe high to deliver the finishing blow. Which is when something wraps itself around his left ankle. There she is. He twists his body and tries to swing the pipe at the unseen enemy behind him, but his right hand too is seized by the same flexible force. Wow, so you can't win your own fights, huh? But more tentacles swarm over his body, stealing his freedom of movement. Ryoko! The horror has already driven Koji half mad. Just imagining the creature's appearance is enough to send him into a mindless panic. His scream is suddenly cut off as the slimy appendage seizes his throat. This most deadly tentacle isn't just cutting off his windpipe, it's trying to snap his neck, and it's getting tighter. Koji is certain that this is the end, but just as his vision begins to dim, an explosion brings him back to his senses. Let's go! Ryoko responds by tossing him the tube. Though still lying on the floor, he manages to snatch it out of the air. It's the thermos she showed him at the restaurant, the one she called her secret weapon. Ryoko shouts to Koji. At the same time, she aims her gun at Fuminori, who's still on his knees 5 paces away. The double-barrel shotgun still has 1 shot loaded. The monster that attacked Koji is writhing in agony. It hasn't yet recovered from Ryoko's shot, but he's already seen that bullets aren't enough to kill these creatures. Now is his only chance. Fuminori growls, gritting his teeth against the pain of his broken ribs. Forcing himself to be calm, Koji stands and carefully unscrews the lid of the thermos. There's no question in his mind that something extremely potent is inside. As soon as it is unsheathed or unsealed, a thick white mist pours out of the thermos and the surrounding air turns freezing cold. Its scream this time is incomparable to before. The monster thrashes in agony, wreathed in white smoke. Its screams are joined by Ryoko's cackling. Oh, she's fucking insane. Not a moment goes by where I'm not happy she's on my side. Ryoko's not one to underestimate the threat posed by his axe. Her mad laughter fades away, leaving only a cold smile as she pulls the trigger. With a short burst of dark flame, Ryoko's gun sputters and dies. What? Oh, now? Oh, we can't have divine intervention for Fuminori. He's the bad guy. Kill the bad guy. Fuminori's right before her, too close to evade, and his axe is already crashing down with the wind howling in its wake. Are they both dead? The sounds of bones shattering, tendons snapping, and flesh tearing blend together in foul harmony. Okay, well, that must have hurt. Well, you're a doctor! Just stitch yourself back up! You're fine! The thick blade enters through Ryoko's left shoulder, plowing through her collarbone, and shoulder blade, smashing several ribs, and popping her lung like a balloon, before stopping in the center of her chest. Oh my god! Grinning through bloodstained lips, she raises her shotgun. Okay, you didn't need to show me that, but it's good to know that you're consistently crazy. Not to the front, but to the side. Beyond the barrel of her gun, wearing the 77-degree Kelvin mist like a white cloak of death, is the weakly wriggling Saya. Oh shit! Bye-bye, Saya! Fuminori's scream vanishes into the roar of the shotgun. The destruction is absolute. The impact of the shotgun pellets obliterates the half of Saya's body that fell prey to the liquid nitrogen. The frozen particles of Saya's shattered flesh drift to the floor like snow. Even the creature's special biology is insufficient to seal a wound of this size. From the opening pour its internal organs, a tide of liquid, slime, and fat whose color is far too foul to belong to any living creature. Bye-bye. He kind of looks like Anthony. From, like, 2010 Anthony. From Smosh. Koji doesn't know whether he should interfere, but even if he wanted to, what could he say to stop Fuminori? Fuminori pulls his head back slowly, then drives his face into the blade of the axe like a spring-loaded toy. His skull caves in with a dull, wet sound, and the spray of blood catches Koji in the face. Despite Fuminori's utter lack of hesitation, His first attempt at suicide succeeds only in transforming his face into a hash of crimson. Fuminori pulls his head back one more time, even slower than before. And then with every ounce of strength still left in his body, he slams it into the blood-stained axe. The sound is wetter than before. Fuminori's body goes limp, then tumbles face first to the floor. Koji stares at the two mangled corpses for a while. He feels completely left behind, like he can't remember why he's standing in this place with a steel pipe in his hand. The stale air filling the ruined building becomes choked with the stench of blood, and the crimson puddles gradually spread across the snow-covered floor. Yet the tranquility of the scene makes it seem like a painting. A soft, slimy sound breaks the silence. Koji looks at the mortally wounded monster. The creature is on death's door, but even so, it moves. Slowly, feebly, it drags its broken body through the sea of blood. It's coming for Fuminori. Koji had forgotten his anger, but now it comes surging back at full force. Yeah, she doesn't deserve it. Bye-bye! He growls and stabs the monster with the end of his pipe. It convulses in agony, but keeps crawling toward Fuminori. Koji explodes into a frenzy of rage. Again and again, he smashes the helpless flesh beast with his pipe. Something tells him that if he does not stop it here, he will truly have lost. The monster, however, never succumbs. It struggles on beneath his blows until finally it reaches Fuminori's corpse. Damn. Koji keeps swinging, his fury unabated even as tears start to pool in his eyes. The monster's slime flies through the air, joining with the blood already covering his face. The creature extends one thin, trembling tentacle to touch Fuminori's shoulder, then lovingly caresses his blood-stained cheek. And then it stops moving. Even in its final moments, the monster would not let Fuminori go. It died joined with him. At last, Koji knows that the world he loved is gone forever. What? Omi says enthusiastically, the exposed bones of her face clattering. Chunks of her body are missing, as though something's been nibbling on her. It makes her look a lot thinner. She's been worried about her weight recently, but now she shouldn't need to diet. Oh, we're in hell! Oh, I get it! That's the line from the start of the game, isn't it? Probably. I assume this is just like a repeat. I assume Yo's gonna be here too. I assume this is just a repeat of what happened in the first game, to be like, oh, now it's super creepy because Omi's dead, Fuminori's dead, Yo's dead, you know. Except Koji. Koji won't be here. What is this feeling? Something is wrong. Though Koji can't put his finger on what. Oh wait, no, never mind. Koji is here. Koji, is this a nightmare? Yeah, it's a nightmare. Okay, thank God. Awesome. So, I suggest putting some money towards therapy. So is this the humans win ending? So wait, the true ending, quote unquote, is considered Saya wins? I don't want Saya to win. You may want a true ending to be different, but it looks like you don't have a Saya in this. Ah! And so Koji returns to the world of the sane. He lights his first cigarette of the night and takes a deep drag. While sitting alone in his den and puffing on his smoke, he stares at the gun in his hand. He knows just how precarious a cliff he's standing on. The final line of which Ryoko spoke is now one step behind him. Koji no longer has anything to protect his soul. Now that Ogyan Masahiko's fantasies and Tomba Ryoko's delusions have all become tangible horrors, he knows what insanity and despair truly are. Back in the real world, Sakisaka Fuminori is wanted for several gruesome murders. It didn't take long for someone to discover the stockpiles of human meat in the empty Sakisaka and Suzumi homes. In the two refrigerators were found the remains of Suzumi Yosuke, his wife and daughter, and Takahata Omi. They found the clothes and other effects of Tsukuba Yo, but were unable to locate any trace of her among the various body parts, a fact that made Koji's nightmares all the more vivid. Dr. Tomba Ryoko of the T University Hospital vanished mysteriously around the same time. Because she was Fuminori's chief physician, the police have been investigating her connection to his crimes. As for the two corpses secretly buried in the backyard of a certain ruin, well, they'll probably never be found, and this incident would become just another cold case. Koji alone knows what really happened, and he has no intention of revealing it, not now and not ever. Ogai's writings were not nonsense, which means that everything else was. What fool was it who said that men are the lords of creation? Those who can believe in paltry things like human wisdom and valor are those lucky innocents who have not looked into the abyss. Koji can no longer share in their blessed ignorance. He knows. He has been defiled by the insanity called truth, and he will never believe again. If he has been poisoned, as Ryoko's ghost said, then that poison is none other than the truth itself. Just as pure oxygen is harmful to the body, the naked truth that has the power to destroy men's minds. Only by diluting it with lies and taking it in small doses can humans maintain a healthy soul.
どんなに世界が底抜けにめちゃくちゃになっていこうと
Words once spoken by the living Tombo Ryoko passed through Koji's
悲
mind.
鳴を上げて逃げ回る以外の選択肢が自分にはある
That, without a doubt, was a comfort that she kept hidden in her bosom. Okay. The only thing that allowed her to face her dreams each night. Koji has taken his predecessor's lessons to heart. He's prepared for anything. One bullet is always behind the bathroom mirror, promising him salvation. Bro. That's the second ending? Holy shit, man. He calls Fuminori. Tonight is his only chance to kill Fuminori. Koji knows, of course, that his enemies plan to ambush him. Fuminori isn't going to fight fair, but then neither is Koji. Yeah, but Fuminori also has like a giant tentacle monster on his side, so... Oh, this is when Saya sneaks up on him. Yeah, Saya just kills Koji, because we don't have Ryoko here to save us. My mind hazy from the pain, I watch as Saya feast upon her slain prey. We've won. It was hard and I wasn't able to do it alone, but together we have defeated our enemy. Because I'm preoccupied with my own selfish wants, I'm slow to realize that something is wrong. Saya isn't resting, she's trembling, in agony. Yes! I mean, no, man, that sucks. Her face is pale and drenched in sweat, and her half-closed eyelids and lips are covering like she has a fever. Is it Oh, he's poisoned! The fucking drink he had from Ryoko! It's still in his system!
大丈夫
Wow. Bye. In a soft voice, she reveals her secret.
荒れるんだよ
What?
さやと
Ew! Ew! What? Sai's whisper is weak and pain, but there is ecstasy in her voice, ecstasy and joy. Her back suddenly shifts and bulges
こ
outward.
の世界は
I'm sorry, you're gonna transform the entire world? Because I sure hope not. Also, how the fuck?
あるから
Just how? How are you able to do that?
さやと文則のためだけの世界に
Brother, what is happening to you?
文則の
Well, the world is,
世
frankly,
界の
fucked. It's fucked. We're fucked. I gazed into the shining sky and let my tears flow freely. Thank you. Thank you for this final gift, Saya. She was worried at first how long the preserved foods in the underground storeroom would last her, but now it seems that her fears were unfounded. It's the liquor she should have worried about. But by savoring each drop of spiritus as though it were her last, she thought that she could make her flask hold out a little longer. Is this Ryoko? But she must have been consuming more each day than she realized. Who can blame her? There is no way that she could have gotten through this without the intoxicating effects of distilled alcohol. Yep. After Ryoko chased useless emotions like hope and despair from her mind, she found herself spending the most peaceful days of her life. As resignation set in, even hate and fear left her. Now she feels only awe for that Ogai Masahiko did, or for what Ogai Masahiko did, and respect for the depth of his intellectual curiosity. After all, neither she nor this world has any reason left to deny his research. I shall conclude by summarizing my theory as it currently stands. The lifeform that I named Sai did not appear in our universe by chance, nor even as a result of my summoning, but because of the instincts that were programmed directly into her biology. She was created to fulfill the ultimate purpose that all life shares, reproduction. Sai and her kind procreate by spreading their seeds to other dimensions. Holy fucking Lovecraft. She has completed her self-imposed final duty. There's no longer any reason for her to remain holed up in the mountain cabin. I assume the world is fucked now, right? Like the world's bad, like it's real bad. This is nice. This is cool. So where are her children? You know what? I'm good not knowing. I'm good that they exist. That's plenty. Perhaps it is the isolated environment or the mountain air. Maybe she's just more resistant to the change. Whatever the case, Ryoko has not yet become as inhuman as the creatures wriggling through the city below. Oh, they're vibing. Oh, so Saya spread her kids all around the world, and I assume those kids transformed other people. And oh wow, a lot of people are living in agony now, aren't they? Wow, that sucks. That really does blow. Okay, wow, that's real bad. Of course, it's only a matter of time before she changes too. What? It has been 3 days since she chopped off her right hand. What? Which has ceased to function as anything resembling a human hand. But the itching that has spread across her entire back is growing more intolerable by the hour. Well, this is just a worst zombie outbreak, man. I'd rather be a zombie than a horrible flesh creature. Whatever the case, Ryoko thinks dreamily as she licks the very last drop from her flask. Even after I stop being human, I hope I'll still enjoy the taste of booze. That's the ending. This is the ending? Well, that's not happy at all. Well, I guess that's another one off the list.